So, enough explaining why you can't see your dyslexic strengths. Let's get started on why you can and how exactly what they are. Now, the thing I like to start with in terms of figuring out your dyslexic strengths is the big picture piece. Because often so many of the strengths actually drop down from that ability to pull in that wider piece. So the way that I like to explain big picture thinking, these terms that often just feel kind of meaningless, is the way that dyslexic people work is they bring in so many data points. They're kind of like, oh, I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to think about this. And you're pulling in so many things that you have a wider realm of vision. There is more things that you're able to see and hold at the same time. And because of that, your perspective is different because you're not so narrow, you're more wider and kind of seeing the overview of things. Now, this is super self-aggrandizing and a little strange, but bear with me here because it's nothing better than an image to explain something. The way I like to think about it is because it's pulling in that wider vision, like seeing things like that further step back. I often like to think about it as like I'm sitting on Mount Olympus looking down at everything, and you see the interconnections of everything. You see the person over there whose bad harvest has resulted in them having no food. So they go and raid that village over there. And so therefore, because that village has been raided over there, they then decide to go conquer these people over here. I don't know what possessed me to think about the kind of like it's the talk about it like it's the 1400s, but you see what I'm saying about how you see the interconnections of things. You're sitting up at that higher level and you can see what's everything is going on. And that to me ties in to so many of the specific things that will really help you identify your dyslexic strengths. Now, the number one thing that is really associated with dyslexic strengths is problem solving. So again, if we think about it in terms of everything we've just learned so far, the first thing we want to think about is this isn't a superpower. So the problem with problem solving is that a lot of dyslexic people completely dismiss it because they think to themselves, yeah, I am kind of like good at like seeing things, but I mean, they're never perfect. And like, I don't have the answer for absolutely every circumstance. No, 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 no. This is the way you have to think about it. Problem solving as a dyslexic person is actually really just big picture thinking at play. You'll look at the problem and be like, okay, well, there's 5 different avenues I could think about this. I could do option one. Let me just go down that road. Oh, actually, no, I think that's going to take too long for what I need. Okay, that doesn't work. Option two, yeah, that could work, but that relies on, another member of staff, and she doesn't always like doing these type of tasks. Maybe that won't be a good idea. Okay, option three. Actually, option three could work. It's quick. It doesn't require a lot of extra work, and so yeah, I think option three could work. And what we're often really good at is very quickly, very instantaneously, very easily going like, option one, no. Option two, option three. Oh, option three, yeah. Okay, maybe option four, option five, option six, and assessing all of those. And the reason why we're taking down the superpower theory is we're ensuring that we aren't seeing things as gold plated. You know, if we believe that dyslexic people have the ability to do good problem solving, then there wouldn't be world hunger, and there would be peace in the world, and there wouldn't be climate change and all of these different things because people would figure them out. People would be able to be like Rayman and like and kind of click things into place and actually see them. But the reality is that problem solving is more like what I described it as, of just being able to see the bigger picture, pull in a wider view. So you're actually able to identify what's a good idea, what's not a good idea, what can we do, what can we not do. And in terms of like how to utilize these things, the kind of things that can be really useful for this in terms of like jobs to think about, what I often say to dyslexic people is knotty problems is where we shine, where you can kind of pull in this big picture of like, hang on, there's this problem over here, there's this problem over here, there's this problem over here, there's this problem over here. Okay, well, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to like, well, this one needs to go first, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. And actually, I need to deal with this last, even though it seems like it needs to be dealt with first, because I can see how everything interconnects. And that's a little bit more what it's like. We have to be able to have all of the data sets to be able to do the thing. So that's why I said to you earlier, the problem with dyslexic strengths is they feel like sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. But if you don't have the wider view, if you don't have all the information, you're not going to be able to kind of like pull things in and think about things and spot things. That's where sometimes it feels like it's the case and sometimes it's not. And also, sometimes there isn't a genius option. Sometimes there is just what there is in front of you.